On March 1, San Francisco Giants CEO Baer was caught on video having a loud public argument with his wife during which he tried to rip a cell phone out of her hands, which caused her to tumble off of her chair into the ground as she screamed, "Help me!" After a couple of false start statements, in which he seemed to dismiss and diminish the incident, Baer released a second solo statement, apologizing to his wife, children and the Giants organization and saying he would do whatever it takes to make sure that I never behave in such an inappropriate manner again. On March 4, Baer stepped away from the Giants, taking personal time and relinquishing his CEO role, at least temporarily. Today, as expected, Major League Baseball has weighed in. Baer has been suspended without pay through July 1. The current leave of absence, which commenced on March 4, will be converted to an unpaid suspension. During the period of his suspension, Baer shall have no involvement in the operations of the Giants. The Giants will be operated by an interim control person appointed by the ownership group in consultation with Rob Manfred. Baer will likewise be required to undergo an evaluation by an expert to determine an appropriate treatment and counseling plan. Rob Manfred issued the following statement: "At my direction, the Department of Investigations conducted an investigation into the March 1, 2019 video-recorded incident involving Larry Baer. I also personally met with Mr. Baer. Based on my review of the results of the investigation, I have concluded that Mr. Baer's conduct was unacceptable under MLB policies and warrants discipline. In determining the appropriate level of discipline, I find that Mr. Baer should be held to a higher standard because as a leader, he is expected to be a role model for others in his organization and community. Based on my conversation with Mr. Baer, it is clear that he regrets what transpired and takes responsibility for his conduct." Earlier this month I detailed Major League Baseball's history of disciplining owners. As discussed in that post, it's a tricky business to suspend owners, as they don't typically rely on salaries the way players do, thus it's hard to distinguish a suspension from a vacation. Not that the Giants' CEO position is likely to be a low-paid one. Which is to say that, while this may not be as relatively painful for Baer as it might be for a player, it's likewise not painless. How severe one considers the discipline is likely a subjective matter. Follow at Craig Calcaterra. The Mets have a deal on a contract extension with ace Jacob deGrom. Indy Martino of SNY was the first to report the deal. The terms, per Ken Rosenthal, 5 years, $137.5 million with a club option for 2024. deGrom gets a full no-trade clause and has a potential opt-out after 2022. deGrom was slated to earn $17 million this year, so the deal contains $120.5 million in new money. There will be some restructuring, however, he'll still get $17 million this year, but $10 million of it is as a signing bonus and $7 million of it is in salary. He'll get $23 million in 2020, $33.5 million in 2021 and 2022, and if he doesn't opt out, $30.5 million in 2023 and $32.5 million as the club option in 2024. The overall average annual value of the deal, which covers this year and next year, which would have been arbitration, and 3 potential years of free agency, is $27.5 million overall. The contract is very similar to the one Chris Sale just signed, even though he is a year further from free agency. deGrom will earn $107 million between now and his opt-out date. Sale will earn $105 million. Of course, if he doesn't opt out, the deal runs through 2023, with that club option for 2024. deGrom, the 2018 Cy Young Award winner, has made no secret of his desire for a contract extension. He, likewise, has said he would not discuss the matter with the Mets after the start of the season on Thursday. This, then, is getting the job done, just under the wire. deGrom is coming off of a season in which he posted a 1.70 ERA with 269 strikeouts and 46 walks across 217 innings. It's the lowest era by a qualified starter since Zack Greinke's 1.66 in 2015. Prior to Greinke, no pitcher had posted an ERA of 1.70 or lower since Greg Maddux in 1994-95, 1.56, 1.63. DeGrom will turn 31 years old in June. He'll be 35 when the deal ends or, if the option is picked up, 36. Follow at Craig Calcaterra.